stop. You get cramped. Yeah. You see what happened?
From Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City.
Right now is the starting quarterback for absolutely 1,000%.
It's week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports.
What's the question? Name the quarterback we went to do. He's the answer. When you say he's not the answer, you need to know the question you're asking first. Listen, Daniel Jones is not the answer. I don't care what people say about Anthony Richardson, him being hurt, he was inconsistent last year, whatever it may be. Daniel Jones is an answer, and I'm not going to disrespect him.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Yes.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. And he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Like I said, maybe it's an AC joint or something like that. He went to
Off play action. Here's Goff. And this one is incomplete. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. CD, you remember John Elway?
Oh, boy. How could I forget John Elway and how many NFL defenses? So glad he's no longer throwing the ball around.
Well, Elway threw for 51,475 yards, and we just saw him go nowhere to go. Here, he lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
He had surgery after.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
He's got a man complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 32 on the play.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one.
You know what? Give me a perfect college coach.
Will he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because it didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Here's the call.
Yeah, shit, I like that.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. They'll fake the give. Now gone. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Martin. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here. From the red zone now, gone. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Play action. It's gone. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down.
So damn lazy.
Yeah, we saw that from up here, CD. A tug on the face mask and the flag comes out.
And we saw that last week they had some defensive miscues like that. And they told us that they had worked hard on it in practice and thought they had it all cleaned up. But obviously the message hasn't really sunk in.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
On second down, Williams. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Gone.
We got mascot. Fun to run on the field every time they score a touchdown.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Jalen Carter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So I'm trying to figure out the Giants. How they going to get
on now is the field goal team. Here's the Raiders. We'll try for 3. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage.
I'm just trying to figure out
Seahawks having a Seahawks.
It'll continue to be interesting in these wet conditions how these kickers fare, but first test, passed.
And how about how the special teams unit handled that? A lot of concentration to make sure the ball didn't slip through his fingers. After the snap, got it down and let it pop it through the posts.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. Now the numbers on the ground for Pacheco last week. 11 carries, 56 yards.
You know he's proud of his standing as the league's number 3 rusher, and those linemen in front of him, they're just as proud, but they all have the same goal in mind. Get him to number 1 in the league and celebrate a rushing title at the end of the year. That starts with a good game here.
Pacheco gets it again on second down. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. You look at this Raiders defense. They've certainly had their struggles against the run at the 30th ranked unit out of 32 teams in the NFL.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the number 1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. The Chiefs are 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. These 2 teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the Chiefs who got the road victory there. So now looking to claim the season series at home in KC. Buying time to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls, or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have the Chiefs first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around, hand it to the big fella, and let him get forward for a first down.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
That's what he's supposed to be free. You know, really. How about free with those little tiny ass things?
It's Pacheco. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And 3rd and 1 now. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, it's Pacheco. And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. On 1st down, they go back to Pacheco. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, man. 3-day missed minicamp over 105,000 in fines. And you know, back when you and I played, Ocho, if you got fined, signed a new contract, the team could
Mahomes
forgive
gonna
that
throw.
fine. Now they can't forgive a fine.
And there's a short one taken in by Otten. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues. You gotta like what you're seeing from this offense here in the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game. It will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
That's about as exciting of a 1-yard run as you're going to see. Finding a way to dodge that first would-be tackler. But again, just 1 yard out of it.
What it's like to grow up in Jersey and have all of these
now Mahomes throwing
cultures
on
that you're a
2nd
part
down.
of. Trust me on that.
Being
Jersey
chased
is
down
literally
there.
130
And
miles
slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down
But when
marker.
I get back to my
Give
point,
them 7
I'm
there on the
just
tuck and
saying
run, and
leave
they're in
him
better
alone,
shape
right?
now for
Like,
3rd.
because he's the
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side.
You know, a certain
From
area
the
in
offensive
Jersey,
point of
just
view,
like me.
it begins to establish it as a
You gotta survive
possibility to
out
keep
here.
it
You
on
got
certain
many
plays.
different
And
demographics
defensively,
of people.
they avoided giving
So
up a
you
huge
gotta survive
play
out here,
in one
right?
of their
Sometimes
first
I
tests
don't
in
agree
containing
all
the
the time
quarterback
with
on the run.
you know, changing up
Boy,
his
no
toes sometimes. I
chance
don't
as
always
he
agree
was
and all
met
that
and
shit.
dropped
You know,
behind
that
the
should
line
be
there.
funny.
A loss of a
But
yard, and it
serious
brings
though,
up
he's
4th.
my
That was
brother.
well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. And the tight end goes in motion left. The tight end in motion right. Mahomes throwing on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert. And they turn it over. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
The throw on 2nd down is gone. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, this battery going down quick as hell.
Off now to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Bowers. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rally to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Goff on third down. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Wemby went to see Monks this week. Ojo, check out this photo. That's Wemby and a Shaolin monk.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Damn.
Now gone. And Martin's got it complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Man, he might come back and have 50 points a game.
You know, he did go do a Kareem. Kareem.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they got it with a 1st and 10.
Like anybody mess with James Johnson?
Here's Goff.
So, James Johnson, that played.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bowers. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
He got a black belt.
Here's Goff. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free. It's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
If it was sunny, maybe this is a field goal attempt, but with the rain, they're going to go for it on 4th down. Needing the top yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
Somebody went up there, hey, honey, a locust.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here's Goff now on 2nd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Trying to find some space to turn upfield, but this defense having none of it. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They run it again with Williams. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Goff now looks to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Bowers. And they'll rally and stop him short of the first down at about the 6. So 8 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 4th down. And his kick is indeed good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
So he disappeared in the woods for 30 years.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. Able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That one caught by Rice. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
All right, Ocho, we got some very special guests joining us. NBA skills trainer to the NBA and college stars. Dribble too much. Dribble, what it do? You muted.
Mahomes now to throw.
What's up, everybody?
And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Tyree Wilson using that athletic ability to make the play.
And we all know how talented this guy is, who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
How did this profession come about?
A run by Pacheco on 2nd down. And he's going to be met at about the 43. They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Jefferson moving in motion left. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0, but the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that. And when they try too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. You've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. Jerome Bentley there to get him down.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now Patrick going to change the play. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And it just becomes like a collaboration on the ground.
So what's your opinion on the criticism of personal trainers and AAU ruining American basketball while we see the European players? We haven't had
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
I saw Richard Jefferson say it.
Looking to throw is Mahomes.
A lot of guys say AAU.
Toward the sideline, intercepted.
Because and we see the uptick in European players starting to dominate.
And the Raiders are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
After the interception, here's Goff. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
I think trainers are all social media kind of.
Goff now looking to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Bowers. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Millions of likes on this trip, and it's just like, it's a messy world right now.
Throw left side complete. That's Bowers. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down. Now a play fake, and it's gone. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
That being said, I think if you focus on development ground, having a good skill and hard work,
the offense on third down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. That is caught. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 29-yard line. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That's a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Goff's throw there complete to Myers. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
sometimes it's a business and coaches got to make money because they're investing in, so they got to kind of pull their weight. But, man, it just far from removed from community basketball and that coaching your community that, that's still working there right now. You guys probably
Here's Goff.
is still in that same community.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jacoby Myers, his first touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
You kind of start seeing like a benefit out of it.
The point after through the raindrops up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was all capped off by Jacoby Myers on the touchdown reception. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Isaiah Pacheco and the offense back out. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as the season moves on.
I'm sure we said challenge accepted. Called out a very strong gain of 24.
And this may be the one to build on right here. It's the second quarter. They've got nothing on the scoreboard as of yet. They need to put something together, and this is a good start as they get the completion there for good yardage and a first down.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Forced out to his left. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. So he went out of the pocket, left him, and things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they've got to get their footwork involved. And that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
Following the fumble recovery, gone. Over the middle, complete. It's Bowers. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning.
And every position, you got to handle the ball. To me, even if you're a big man in a double spot, catching the ball, and you got to take one dribble, finish on the
now
other
it's
side,
gone.
That's still ball. If you got to do a Euro,
and he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Jalen Carter able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in his first half of football.
You look at Steph Curry, he's in and out, back. Hey, James Harden.
Now it's right here, hold in. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
They should put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
When did we go from, guys back down and just turn over and shoot over one shoulder to the other? When do we get to the guys with the ta-ta-ta-ta and get the shot?
Throwing on third, gone. Caught left side, Williams. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19.
with the game involved, like Kevin Durant putting pressure on another big fella.
On now is the field goal team here as the Raiders will try for 3. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Oh, they pitch to the tight end. It's a fake. And they're able to pick up the first and keep possession. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Goff throwing again. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Martin. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
On 2nd down, here's Goff. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. 3rd and goal. Williams will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown. So they brought the extra point in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind-melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
There's some things now that I might.
And that one will bounce offense out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He's going to run for one deep left side. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted.
Oh, fucking believe it, bro.
And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 41. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight there.
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. So we reach half. A look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A three-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no three-score drive on that whole sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit, as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over. On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Sliding out of the pocket. It's complete. This is Derrick Henry. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Mahomes now on first down. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
One of my favorite players. Chris Paul is one of my favorite players. Of course, my clients, right? I feel like
to throw, it's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 20-yard line. 58 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
If you put the work in. I'm not saying that you're going to go from a guy that's averaging 10 points to all of a sudden
they keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry.
I'm not saying that you're going to be a guy that
and he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. In motion left goes a tight end. They keep it with Henry on first down. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
But I see your game has not evolved.
On second down, here's Henry. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Because you're not putting the time in. I'm not saying that you're going to be able to be LeBron, Steph, or one of these great players, but it's just hard for you to
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
That is, and I think like the adversity that comes with it.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
Leading the country in scoring. And the my coach wanted.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. To the
Oh
goal
my fucking
line, but it's
God!
incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
But you got this whole bag that you can go to. That's like a fine balance.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Justin Jefferson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are able to come into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that cuts this lead down to 13. So that was a 13-play drive in total. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
And you can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one 28 yards on the ground. So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 44-yard line. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And after the big game last play, this time they say, as he's going to stop behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11.
Appreciate it. All the best to team success, man.
They'll fake the handoff. Now gone. He's going to air one out.
Man, thank you.
And this is going to be intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They coming off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball. That cut down the lead. Now the defense does their part, got them the football back.
So now maybe with the touchdown they scored previously, plus their defense making that stand up and getting them the ball right back, momentum may be shifting in their favor. He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
And he'll work down inside the 45.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. We talked about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
And that's a tough one for the defense because the coverage was good downfield. He was forced to work his way out of the pocket to his right, spotted his man on the sideline, and got it to him to pick up the first down on third down.
Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
He's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
How about that run? Picks up a first down. Note the enthusiasm in my voice. Remember, last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think he's trying to get another one in the fold.
And you talked, watching film, a lot about his form and just hitting the hole, running north and south, as we like to say. And I think he's been doing that a lot recently.
Squaring those shoulders and getting downhill.
47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2. Again, it's Henry. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are back within a score. They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead will shrink to 6. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback. And they'll begin at the 25. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. They begin the drive with Williams. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. To throw is gone.
You get about 4, y'all get $2.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
It's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Do I need to call and get your hat back to?
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now what a first down pickup of 8.
It's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Mahomes going to change things up. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got Otten on the out route. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right
short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
That's why they say stop Chico, Joe. The next word is anesthesia. Anesthesia.
This is tricky.
It ain't that tricky.
No, it is, because there's an H in there somewhere.
Anesthesia.
Hey, I know, listen, hey, I'm going to mess this one up.
Henry is in. Touchdown, Chiefs. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Butker now to add the extra point. The rain making this treacherous, but the extra point is good, and with it, it'll give them the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The river horse of Africa, hippopotamus.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. Sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They give to Williams, running right. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here, up to the 34.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't get the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
Damn!
He'll be hit as he releases.
That should have been a sack, yo.
Complete. The 3rd quarter now, a 1-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, gone.
No, that's not the
D is silent.
Throw right.
Oh my God, yo.
This
shit's so fucking lame, bro.
A big play there on the catch and run. And the Raiders are going to get a new set of downs.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he worked it in, he found plenty of space to roll and picked up big yardage.
3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Gone. Over the middle. That's held in by Tony. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, gone. He finds his man, complete. That's Bowers. Touchdown, Raiders. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Goff looking to throw. And he will get into the end something for the 2 points, and that helps. That gives them a 7-point lead. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 65 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved up the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Flushed out right. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 27-yard line. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Throwing now is Mahomes. Open man right side is St. Brown. Call it a gain of a yard. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Mahomes going to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And Butker pulled it. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
I gave the game hard. Then you try to stuff me. Oh, Joe, I don't do that.
Looked like you might have overcompensated there for being on the right half because you got to make sure you get the angle right. But that time he started it too far left and winds up hooking it way too far.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive game. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's Goff now on 2nd down. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game. And he's got a first down. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
Oh, my God. Yo, this is wild, bro.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
From the 50, it's gone.
Oh, my God, dude!
Incomplete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 31-yard line. A third down gain of 19. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They give it to Williams, running right. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Off play action. Here's Goff. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. That is incomplete.
Trying to get a big strike right there and hopefully tie this game up to the late going. But the coverage was there, and this winds up incomplete.
You got to move like Ali, trying to dodge the punches. But he getting hit with back door freezer. He's getting hit back door freezer.
We got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Here's Goff. Going to throw deep for the end zone. That's going to be caught by Williams for a Raiders touchdown.
His name is Wes Unseld.
Jared Goff with his third touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Raiders are looking to make it 2 straight.
Yeah. I told you not get no more right.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead now up to 14. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was Javonte Williams who capped it all off with a touchdown reception. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. KC's offense ready to take over. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the 4th quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
Meanwhile, Mahomes throw pulled in by Jefferson. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson. His second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Chiefs have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each ending in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
My combat answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's
oh my God, yo!
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs. And they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Now Goff on first down. This complete to Martin. He was able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. 2nd and 7.
That was the bubble.
Now a quick throw out wide to Myers.
You see that, Jack?
And he's going to lose yardage here. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
We tied.
Now gone.
Finally. I mean, breaks up you last time. Video short session. What's up,
The Chiefs are going to get
what
it.
team last night
Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
The Gamecock is dangerous. Does he know the history of Gamecock?
They'll return it from the 6.
Man, shit, that gangster.
13 yards the tally on the return there. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession.
Come on, man.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Mahomes throw complete to Otten. And he'll get this out to the 30-yard line. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Finding Otten once more.
You gotta be kidding me, dude.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not in this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
But when it comes to wordplay, when you start talking about KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane and Rock Him,
throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Maxx Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert it. They turn it over. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
Some of these guys, actually it was Fab Five Freddy was the first one that had that bad.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So 2nd and 9, and you have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get through and protect the ball. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. Now a 3rd and 6.
Took him to the bed. Ben says, Mr. Sharp says,
They run it again with Williams. And he's going to have a Raider first down. And that should be the one that finishes the script here. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they take a knee.
As a matter of fact, it was the board that Monday. So they were
second and 11.
Ocho got him, took him there that Monday. We got him there that Sunday. It was Sunday. Stayed Monday. We went back up there Tuesday.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball.
And with that kneel down at the end of the game, partner, they now get to 3-1. This is a good football team we saw in this game.
It is indeed getting to 2 games above 500, and I know early on, while they said they wanted to win every game, they thought they would be solid with a 3-1 start, and here they are.
Yeah, you break your schedule up almost into quarters. Every 4 games in assess. 3-1, any team would take that.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And, of course, this is a win they're going to hang their hat on. They go on the road and defeat the defending Super Bowl champs.
Partner, they came, they saw, they conquered. But before all that happened with the conquering part, they believed. They thought it all week. It was evident when we talked to them before the ball game that they thought they could get this done, and they knew exactly how, had a plan, formulated it, and then executed it. That's a big-time win to take down the defending Super Bowl champs.
So for Las Vegas, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they're going to fall to 3-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.
Because at that point in time, it's just,
so that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to EASports.com. From Kansas City, so long, everybody.
Man, that's tough. That completes this episode of Nightcap. I want to thank our special guest, Dribble, for joining us, shedding some insight in how he goes about and teaches his NBA and college players their handles and getting to their spot and getting their shot off. Y'all know me, I am your favorite Shannon Sharp, my partner and co-host. Liberty City's own Bingo Ring of Fame honoree, Pro Bowler, All-Pro. He's Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit the like button. And guys, go subscribe to the Nightcap Podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. We want to thank each and every one of you for your support and your continued support, because everything that we've been able to accomplish was because of you. It's because of your eyes, your ears, and your word of mouth that has helped Nightcap become what we become. And Ocho and I cannot thank you enough. Please make sure you check out Shave a la Portier. We do have it in stock. Now, if you can't find it in a Seymour state near you, best believe we're coming soon, very soon. Order it online and we'll ship it directly to your door. Best tasting VSOP cognac on the market. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. Please drink responsibly and drive and be safe out there. Please go follow my media company page on all of its platforms, Shay Shay Media, and my clothing company, 84, with 84 being spelled out. The link is pinned in the chat. Supplies are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone. So please grab yours while supplies last. We're back tomorrow with the third member of our team, Big Three, ISO Joe, and